Hello, this is Reverend Robert coming to you from the center located in Muskegon Heights, Michigan. I just received an article from one of my transgender friends that stated that now the 22nd transgender person has been murdered in the United States. Every time I get one of these letters, obviously I'm upset by it, and I try to let's look back and see, how did we get to this point? If we look at ourselves as a nation, here is a land that was inhabited by the Native Americans who have a marvelous spirituality, all-inclusive, everyone is great. Transgender people were referred to as two spirits, that they contain within themselves both the properties of male and female. And I'm simplifying it. It goes on, much more than that. But there's a land of people who are at peace and at harmony with nature. And then boats loads of people from Europe start coming over, and because what they found was different than what they were like, we take out to upon ourselves to start conquering these people and to kill them and to take what they have, because they're different than what we are. Our history is that we want to eliminate anyone that is different than us. And who's the us? Who decides what is the norm? Who decides what is right and what is wrong? And as far as I'm concerned, there isn't any. We need to get to this point where, instead of, the United States isn't a melting pot where everything looks the same. We've always used that term, the melting pot. We need to look at it as more like stew. That the carrots and the potatoes and the chunks of beef are all distinguished. They all are able to keep their own character while blended in together. That produces this wonderful stew. We need to, and we see that in so many areas. In high schools particularly, and I know a lot of it is fun, people razzing each other, but, football players make fun of hockey players because they don't think that they're as tough as they are, and then they make fun of tennis players because they don't think they have the stamina, and people make fun of wrestlers because here are these two guys running around on mats wrestling. But wrestlers are some of the strongest athletes in the world, but because maybe they don't fit into other categories, then people set out to make fun of them, or people who are in the band, or people who like to play chess, or who read, or who are in drama, or any number of things. We get to this point where we say, if you're not like us, if you're not like whatever we say the norm is, we need to set out to destroy that, and we're going to destroy it in one of a couple of ways. We're either going to harass you so much that you just give up and say, yeah, all right, I'm not going to follow who my true spirit is. Or people take their own lives because they're so tired of being bullied and made fun of. And then you have this other element that says, well, we need to convert you. That's our job. We need to make you see that what you're doing is wrong, that you need to be like us and you need to believe what we believe in. And the whole thing's gotten messed up. So, can we try to look at everybody and say, this is your life. You're walking your own path, and your path might not be my path. Since I've been working with the LGBT community, man, I've lost so many friends and colleagues because they're afraid to be associated with me because, what's the Rev doing? The Rev's running around being this activist and trying to help a group of people that have been berated and belittled and killed in this country. So they begin to get afraid of me, thinking that, well, I can't associate with him because he's kind of weird doing all that kind of stuff. And the amount of death threats that I've gotten has multiplied exponentially. And I look at death, I look at these people who are activists and they get death threats and they kill themselves. And I'm thinking, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Don't do that. I think death threats are hilarious. I laugh every time I get one. I love it when people call me on the phone and threaten to do this, that, or the other thing. It's just so comical to me because it's never going to happen. I've said to numerous people, come on down. You want to talk to me? You want to kill me? Here I am. I'm not going anywhere. You know, I'll come to your house. What's your address? Oh, no. You know, because then they think, well, Jesus, this guy's coming. He's probably going to bring the police force with him and everything else. But I mean, all that becomes so stupid that where did we come? Where did we to a point where we are so threatened by somebody that is different than we are? How did we get to that point? I think our history can show us how we got to that point in some circumstances. But we need to just get away from that. Let's let people be who they are. Let's support one another. Let's do, those of you that are Christian, let's do the Christian thing of loving one another. And if you're not any belief at all and you're just a humanist, then let's appreciate the human value in each of us. My life has been so enriched by the work that I'm doing now with the transgender community that I can't even begin to tell you what a blessing every single trans person that I've met has been in my life. When you see people struggling to be who they are, when you see people say, you know, I don't want to conform to what your narrow vision is of what's going on with my life. And after all, isn't it their life? It's their path that they're walking. And I think our job as people is not to say, whoa, you know, don't do that because you're just too weird. Our job is to say, well, can you explain what's your vision of your life? And it's so fascinating when I sit down and talk to people. Because, I mean, I have my own things that I don't understand. I don't understand the gauge thing, you know, where people's earlobes become big enough that you can pass a golf ball through. I don't understand that. But it's not my job to say, what you're doing is wrong. Stop doing that. You need to let this heal up and get on with your life. Be like the rest of us. You know, don't try to express your individuality because that's not a good thing. Or people who get tattoos. I think tattoos are fabulous. I don't have one. I'd like to get one, and hopefully this year I'm going to. I think tattoos are just absolutely fabulous. The people who have that body art, their body becomes a canvas for things that they believe in. I think it's just marvelous. So let's talk to one another instead of trying to berate and belittle and to convert and to make fun of and mock and drive people insane to the point of they just don't want to live anymore. Let's hear their story. Let's listen to their journey. Your life is going to be enriched. I promise you. Your life will be enriched if you just take the mindset of, explain to me, not justify to me what you're doing, but explain to me what life is. What is your vision of life? What do you feel inside? What is your soul telling you to do that you need to do with your life? So let's do that. Let's not sit around and have any more people feel so bad about themselves that they have to commit suicide, that they have to ostracize themselves, that they have to go into this little subculture because they don't feel like they're accepted in the world. Let's reach out to people. Let's hear their journey. Let's walk with them a little and say, wow, that's not for me. And I might not totally understand what you're doing, but it's your life. It's what you believe in, and I'm going to defend your right. As an activist, I'm always going to defend the right of people to do what they believe is in their own best interest. They're not harming anybody else. They're not trying to put their beliefs on anybody else. They're just saying, this is me. I'm just trying to be the authentic person that I was born. Let's do that. Let's journey with one another. I hope you all have a blessed week.